We're alive.
We're live.
Hey, it's Chris, Homestead and Hardway. I got something to talk to you about right quick. You know, we tend these old big gardens a mess, and we got something stuck everywhere. We're growing something every little, except the front yard. We ain't decided what to do with the front yard yet. And we've always done that around here. It's just tradition. I mean, that's what we've always done. We never really called it homesteading until recently. It was just living. The only way we know how. But like I said, I got talking to some people. We got talking about working all the time, trying to make a living. Now, I really thought I grew up pretty poor. I didn't have the kind of shoes everybody else had in school. I didn't have this, I didn't have that. And we didn't have a lot of money. So when I got old enough to go to work, I went to work. I farmed with my daddy and I worked a job or two jobs, whatever I could do. I was obsessed with making money. I was going to show my worth by how much money I could make. And for a big part of my life, that's how I did things. I worked two jobs. I worked a full-time job, and then I worked part-time for myself, tried to farm, tried to run a shop at the house, tried to work a full-time job. And I just about killed myself, people. I'll be honest with you. I worked myself into the ground. Them 16, 18-hour days are telling on me now. They're telling on me bad. I'm wore out, broke down, can't hardly go. And I ain't really that old. I ain't old enough to be in the bad shape as I really am in. But like I said, it was me and Andy Lawson were talking about over at Lawson Lonely Farm. I told him I want to give you some advice, and I want to give y'all the same advice. Something I learned the hard way. It ain't necessarily how much money you make. It's what you do with the money you have. And I want to tell y'all, I got mad one day and quit my job. Didn't have nothing. Didn't have $50 in the bank. Got mad and quit my job. Won't make it. Trying to work two jobs. Won't make it. And I come home, went to work for myself. Welding, doing, fixing tractors, anything anybody paid me to do. And I don't make a fortune, but we always had just enough. And to be honest with you, I think I'm satisfied with just enough. We always have just enough to pay the bills and just enough to do what we need to do. Now, we can't do everything we want to do, but we do everything we need to do. And that's something I want to tell you. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. If your neighbor buys a new truck, be happy for him and keep driving the one you got. Fix what you got. If your old lawnmower conks out, fix it. If your old car conks out, fix it. Don't get in this, lose the mentality of throwing everything away when something happens. Buy stuff used. There's 1,000 things you can do to adjust your lifestyle. And something we looked at the other month. There's some things we spend some money on we don't even need. We got cable TV and don't even watch it. But we spend $100, however much it is a month on cable TV and don't even look at it. On your homestead, if you got things that aren't producing or productive, or you can't make the money work out on them, get rid of it. We have some things around here that it's probably not the smartest thing in the world to have, but we try to keep it to a bare minimum. And I have a lot of people email and ask me questions about money on the homestead. And we talk about money a lot. And the reason I talk about money is I think it's one of the things that a lot of people, I hate to say don't think about, but they're not realistic about it. And there's a lot of people that put up information that'll make you think that you can have a homestead and it be self-sufficient, it's going to pay for itself and everything. Well, that's not really true. There's some things you can do to make some money, but there's always going to be the unexpected. Like us, just this week, I spent $350 on tires. And that's not one set on one car. That was one tire on this car, a tire on the tractor, run over a nail with my big truck. There's always unexpected finances. There's always stuff that's going to cost you money. You still gonna have to pay your property taxes. You still gonna have to replace your appliances. You still gonna have to do this. You still gonna have to do that to work on them. We work on them most times instead of replacing them. But I'm in a situation where I can do that. Um, I can do a lot of stuff with my hands. I can fix a lot of things. Everybody can't understand that. If my truck quits, especially these older trucks that I drive every day, I can pretty well fix them. I don't have to pay anybody to fix them. If my tractor's quit or something metal breaks, I'm a welder. I'm a tractor mechanic. I can fix them. Even down to hand trucks. Something my wife does that I do appreciate it. But she goes to yard sales a lot. Her idea of shopping is going to a yard sale. And she'll go yard sale and spend $20, and she'll come back with all kinds of cool stuff, tools, all kinds of cool stuff. And sometimes she comes back with stuff that's broke. Well, a lot of times it's simple to fix. I can fix it. She'll turn right around and sell it for 10 times what we paid for it. There's all kinds of little things you need to look at. Question I'm gonna throw, or something I'm gonna throw in there real quick, because we've been asked this question 2 or 3 times, and I meant to do a separate video on it, but I'm gonna throw this in there. The first part is the gardens. We don't have. We were talking about this with a guest a while ago. We had somebody come up here and we were talking about it. Well, we don't have, not counting time and fuel, we don't have $150 in all this garden, planters, everything you see. There's not $150 in it. Not counting fuel. Now, there's some tractor work involved in my time, and that's something else I need to tell you. You're going to have to be prepared to put some time into it and some work. You're going to have to get your weeding hoe, and you're going to have to use it, especially if you're trying to be organic. There's a lot of labor in it, but there's not that much money. If you're spending a bunch of money in your garden, you need to step back and look at what you're doing. Because like we were talking about just then, I've seen people spend $200 to build a raised bed, and they put sweet corn in it and get 14 ears of sweet corn. Sweet corn is $3 a dozen or $2 a dozen at the farmer's market, or the local guy selling it out here side of the road. That was pretty crazy. And he ain't done anything different you can do. You know, you got to look at how you do things. I've had a lot of people ask me about keeping one sow and one boar because they want to have a feeder pig. Well, the truth is, you can do it if you've got the income, if you can afford to feed them, but you're not going to break even. You're not going to get your pig cheaper. You can't sell the rest of that litter for enough to pay to feed the sow and the boar, much less to top the 2 you kept out. You can't top the 2 you kept out and sell one of them and pay for topping both of them out. The only way we can make keeping pigs work is we've got to have a ready stream of pigs to sell, and I get a good price for my pigs. But it's took me years to build a reputation and build a customer base and be able to get a good price for my pigs. It's took winning shows. It's took selling people the best pig they ever had, so I have repeat customers. It's took years to be able to do that. And something I need to tell you, I had my daddy's reputation to start with. My daddy had a reputation for having really good pigs, for having really good collards, for growing really good sweet potatoes. I already had his reputation to go on when I started. And it still took me years to get it all where it needed to be. Collards, we sell a few collards. We make, usually the way I try to do it is I try to sell enough collards to pay for my garden. And maybe make a little bit. You ain't gonna make no money because you ain't gonna pay yourself for no time or nothing. But I know people get tired of hearing me talk about money on a homestead, but it's going to be your biggest holdup. It's going to be your biggest holdup. The second biggest holdup, the next problem you're going to have is, can you physically do it? Now, I'm going to shoot straight with you about something. Doggone if it ain't work. Darlene got out here yesterday, my wife got out here yesterday, her and one of our cousins, and picked shrinklings. Now, we've got one row of shrinklings. We've got 2 5-gallon buckets off of it. But she's got a bad back. She was hurting her wreck. She's got a degenerative disease in her back. And picking half a row of string beans, it's going to take her 2 or 3 days to get over it. There's some things I do that wear me out. It's going to be a physical problem, a physical problem to be able to keep some of it done. And the more you have, the worse that's going to be. And nobody seems to tell you that on top of that, you're going to have to keep the house clean. You're going to have to cook. You're going to have to be able to put all your extra stuff up, freeze it, can it, whatever. You got to mow your grass. You got to tend your livestock. I mean, there's a lot of work into it. And a lot of people have a fantasy, and I don't want to step on it, but a lot of people have a fantasy that it's, just so much easier if you could homestead and didn't have to go to a public job or work for a living. And it would be. My biggest thing is money. I just wish that we didn't need money. I wish I could barter for everything we got, and money wasn't a concern. But you still got to pay the light bill. Still got to pay the insurance. You're going to have insurance. I don't care if you're off-grid. You're going to have some sort of farm owner's policy to cover you what you're liable for. Because if your goats get out and eat up the neighbor's crop, you won't have to pay for it. If your cow runs out in front of a car, there's a fair chance you're liable, and that could be a game ender right there. That's something else I need to cover right quick. Fences. We talk about be sure you put up good fences all the time. I've had people here tell me, leave comments on video, you don't need a fence that good. Well, yes, you do. Because if your cow gets out and runs out in front of a car, and they decide you're liable, they decide it was negligence is the reason that cow got out. Something else you need to remember. If you're negligent, the insurance will pay. If you're not negligent, the insurance won't pay. So say a tree limb falls on the fence, cow gets out in front of a car. Insurance ain't going to pay because it won't your fault. You won't negligent. But that still doesn't mean whatever lawyer works for that person that hit the cow is not going to come take everything you got because they're paralyzed or they're hurt bad. Plus, then you got it on your conscience that somebody got hurt bad hitting your cow. There's just a whole lot of stuff people don't talk about. They don't tell you. But I'm going to try to keep this a little short. And just remember, money and being able to hold up and do it physically is going to be two big problems. And something else I want to hit on. It's like us. We've been giving away vegetables. People give us stuff. I was a little short on this. My neighbor gave me some of this. He was a little short on that. I give him some of that. A friend of ours just left. They were come here and help us dress chickens. I asked him before he left. I said, I need to pay you now. Because you always need to pay people for doing stuff for you. Always remember that. It's the right thing to do to pay people to help you. And I asked him, I said, well, what do I need to pay you now? I need to make sure I got the money. He said, I'll just give us a few chickens. Well, that's really how you kind of want that to work. You want people to do stuff back and forth where it works out even for everybody. And that sense of community is important. And that sense of community is getting off the scares. I'm sorry, this four-wheeler went by. But people need to learn how to work together. And in these trying times we got now where the world's going to start raving crazy, with problems I ain't never heard tell of, that we don't have around here apparently. But in these times, there's more and more people wanting to get back to the old ways of doing things, the old lifestyle. And I want to encourage that all I can. But I want to make sure you know what you're getting into. That the fantasy of going out and buying 10 acres of land, you're going to have a milk cow, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. You better start small and try it. I believe you can do it. And I want you to do it. And it's perfectly feasible. But you need to understand you're going to have some money coming in from somewhere. Now, if you're retired, like with a pension, getting $2,000 or $3,000 a month, it sure would be nice. Make it a whole lot easier. But there's going to have to be some money from somewhere, and you ain't going to make it sit on terms. But all that being said, I just want you to understand, I'll say it again, that you can do it. It is possible. You're just going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to figure out some way to make it work. But you ain't going to do it sitting there thinking about it. So remember, you never plow a field but turn it over in your mind, and I appreciate you watching.